lots been going on. We always talk politics. Recently, Ron DeSantis is running for president. It's been a huge reason for that is for what he's done in Florida.
Make America Florida.
Make America Florida. A lot of it centered around race and his rejection of, again, wokeness, if you will, but more specifically CRT in schools and elementary education, things like that. So recently, with that, has come the school board kind of proposing a curriculum, which, again, was publicized. What's that?
School board.
It's Florida. I know as a state, their board of whatever, I guess board of education within the state, probably.
Right. So this isn't like a specific county or something like that?
No, this is like Florida wide. This is definitely a state thing. They did put the curriculum out, and apparently within the curriculum, it says something along the lines of, it has language in which, I'm paraphrasing, slaves benefited from being enslaved. Whether that was, again, the idea.
The slaves themselves benefited from being slaves.
Being slaves. Basically, the idea is that they then left or came out of slavery whenever they were either freed or, again, emancipated eventually. That they came out with skills that they then could turn into, again, whatever that's other work employment for other people, or start their own businesses, and again, the skills that they got. Obviously super controversial to hear it said in that way. I saw a few reactions to it. A lot of conservatives were like, well, but is it true though? And in some sense, yeah, they're definitely slaves that came out with some skills. I want to say it was Allie Stuckley that said, was again, the same argument, like no one's saying that we should enslave people again, but like, again, examine the comment and the statement based on its truth. Is it true or not? I would say it is true. Byron Donalds actually came out and said, before I go on and further about that, Byron Donalds came out and actually criticized it. Conservative from Florida, definitely supports, I think, Ron DeSantis and what he's done in Florida. He came out and said we shouldn't be using language or putting it in curriculum to somehow ever make slavery look like it was
it could be used as a justification for
right, and I think that's that, and I would agree with that critique and that fear. The last thing I'll say about this is it lacks context. Like the curriculum itself and what it's claiming lacks a ton of context, and I think it's actually, even to an extent, perhaps just it comes across extremely ignorant, because what it assumes, and just flatly just saying that without, again, any context, is that these people didn't have skills or things in the first place from where they came from. You can go to any people group in the world. I mean, a lot of ways we see some things like pyramids, and now we even talked about the UFO stuff and the alien stuff, but
giants.
But other explanations for that. But you think about, again, ancient historical cultures that did these amazing things, and we're like, how did they do that? With what technology? And the technology that came up to do these things,
manpower.
And so we just often think that, like, the most recent people or humans today in our generation, we're just the wisest and most technologically advanced society. We have this kind of arrogance about us, but like, these people weren't dumb. They survived too, and we got to this place because of.
Let me just throw this out there: they were smarter than us.
In a lot of, I'm sure they were in a lot of ways. Yes. Yeah. So just again, I would just say that comment, I think that from in the curriculum in Florida lacks a lot of knowledge and is a little bit ignorant, because these people likely knew how to do things far better than some of us today. So they didn't need slavery to learn skills.
To me, this goes along with the critique that a lot of leftists have towards conservatives, which is they say that conservatives tend to downplay slavery and the evils behind it, and they just kind of want to mention that it was a thing, but like not how bad it was, not how widespread it was, yeah. and they just kind of want to move on past it. This is one of those things that, like, it comes off as like, guys, this isn't really helping our case here.
Right, exactly.
And because of what you said, like, it lacks the context behind it, and it obviously gives the leftists a whole lot of ammo, yeah, to go with.
I mean, now they're campaigning on it and stuff. Like Kamala. I just because you just watched the video before we started recording,
Kamala.
and Joe Biden actually said her name wrong. But anyway, Kamala Harris was out campaigning already on that of like literally went to
Nobody
Florida,
listens to her.
did a
So
whole
that's
event.
fine.
No, just when she does a word salads. But yeah, so she's out like talking about how like it's a whole thing. I won't give too much oxygen to the nonsense of people literally saying, "Oh, black people can't go to Florida anymore." Yeah, it gets ridiculous, but
That's so dumb.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
so dumb.
like a state of emergency or like something stupid.